Welcome back to Living Local. Cinco de Mayo is right around the corner, a day filled with joy, laughter, and of course, delicious food. And to celebrate the day, we have some mouth-watering recipes to share with you. Joining us via Zoom is Chef Pati Jinich, a New York Times best-selling author and host of TV's Patty's Mexican Table, in this segment sponsored by Eggland's Best. Pati, so great to see you. Welcome to Living Local.
So good to see you too, and thank you for having me on.
Hey, give us a little history lesson on Cinco de Mayo and some of your favorite tips for celebrating.
Absolutely. I think most people think Cinco de Mayo is Mexico's Independence Day, but it's not. Cinco de Mayo commemorates a battle that happened all the way back in 1862, where a small Mexican militia beat a giant French army. And so it's become a symbol of resilience, of cultural strength, of pride, and increasingly for Mexicans outside of Mexico, a celebration to celebrate anything that we love about being Mexican, Mexicanist, culture and food mostly.
Yeah, so, you know, when we think of Cinco de Mayo, a lot of people think of chips and salsa. But besides chips and salsa, what else do you recommend folks can kind of whip up to kind of tell a story?
I love these questions because I am a fan of chips and salsa myself, but Mexican cuisine is so rich and varied and versatile and has just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dishes that speak to our traditions, to our regions, to our different ingredients. People get intimidated as to what to make, but really with high quality ingredients that are nutrient dense that you probably already have in your home, in your pantry or your fridge, like fresh tomatoes, fresh avocados, or beans, or Eggland's Best eggs, you can whip up classic traditional Mexican recipes like the ones I have here, which are easy, festive, and just very versatile.
Okay, so let's talk about some of these recipes. You're going to share a couple with us?
Yes, absolutely. So I have 3 here to get you started, but there's just dozens and dozens of recipes at egglandsbest.com. The first is my take on deviled eggs, which we in Mexico love. I spice it twice with chipotle sin adobo sauce, which are smoky and sweet and a little bit spicy. And I mix that with a brine from pickled jalapenos in brine. And it's just addicting. It has a little tang, a little heat, a little spice. And then I top that with a piece of bacon or with a piece of pickled jalapeno, and they just fly off the plate the moment I set the plate down. And then here I have guajillo migas. Migas is like a version of chilaquiles that has fresh scrambled eggs cooked with the tortilla chips. Super easy. Throw the tortilla chips in the pan, add the fresh scrambled eggs, let that cook, add guajillo chile salsa, which is super easy to make, and then you dress that delicious dish with fresh cilantro. You can add Mexican crema or tangy queso fresco, and this is a dish that you can serve for brunch, for lunch, for a light dinner, and then this tres leches cake. I have my favorite version, which is marbled with dense chocolate, light vanilla, tres leches or 3 milk sauce, heavy whipped cream, Mexican grated chocolate on top, and it's just delicious. And for all of these dishes, I used Eggland's Best eggs because they have 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, 25% less saturated fat compared to ordinary eggs, and they're just superior and nutrient dense, and they make my classic food be elevated.
Yeah, all of those dishes look delicious. You're making me hungry. For sure, I would love to try them all. So how do you typically celebrate Cinco de Mayo with your friends and family?
Just like these, but with a lot more food and a lot more people. I asked my 3 grown-up sons to put in requests for what Mexican food they like me to make. And then they invite their friends. And it's really about connecting through flavor and culture and just sharing the food that we love.
Yeah, and you mentioned Eggland's Best. That's the best place to go as far as finding these recipes or any of your other favorites?
Yes, egglandsbest.com. You can find these 3 recipes and more. to celebrate your Cinco de Mayo and really to celebrate every day.
All right. Well, Pati, again, those dishes look delicious. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you for having me on.
All right. Again, this segment was sponsored by Eggland's Best. And for more information, go to egglandsbest.com. We'll also have all those details posted on ourquadcities.com.